Hi guys, it's Leah. The other day we had a conversation about being a zombie at the grocery store in the middle aisles. You know, are you marketed? Are you trained to go purchase those items when you go to the grocery store? And how contrary or how opposite that is of our Depression era kinfolk. And it's the same thing with cleaning supplies. Back in the day, pre-1940s, much of cleaning was done with household items that were already in the kitchen. Now there was, certain items like ammonia, borax, things like that housewives might turn to for a little added boost, but those things generally were reserved for limited cleaning, where just good old soap and water has always been the tried and true thing. Nothing has been able to replace soap and water when it comes for cleaning. Now there are some things that you can find in your pantry that you may have that are will add a boost to soap and water, and that's where I find a lot of my cleaning supplies. If you're like me, growing up in the 70s, you remember commercials like Mr. Clean and Palmolive dish soap, things such as that. My mother, she is a clean freak. I mean, she's absolutely a clean freak, and she could be sold, if the marketing was good, to try any new product if it would get something even cleaner. But what she did, she always went back to her tried and true. She may rely on a new product occasionally, but her tried and true that I remember, and I can remember opening the sinks under the kitchen, or the doors under the kitchen sink where she kept her cleaning supplies, and I would find things such as Mr. Clean, and back in the day when you had to still mop your linoleum, she had Mop and Glow. Palmolive dish soap has always been her favorite, that bright green, heavily scented stuff. And she used SOS pads that were steel wool with some type of cleaning agent. And she also would use regularly Comet as an abrasive scrubber. And then there was Copper Glow for her copper bottom pans. And I think probably every household is the same. You have a certain thing. There's certain fragrances in those products. It gives you a feeling of cleanliness when you go through. And there's really not room for the cleaning products, and there's not need for the cleaning products that you would find on your pantry shelf. So when I started keeping house, I did the same thing that she did, because that's what I knew. That's what I was accustomed to. But as time went on and I realized that the chemicals weren't things that I wanted in our family to be exposed to, because when you clean, and you've got your hands in that stuff, if you're not wearing gloves, if you're wearing gloves, great, but then you're breathing in those VOCs. And especially now, fragrances are so overused now, and they're in everything. I mean, we can't go into a grocery store. I can't go into a Dollar General and not wait to get out of there. I go into Dollar General because they're the only place that has a few items that are hard to find right now. Strange it is, and I don't think I had been in a Dollar General in 5 or 10 years prior to the pandemic, but they do carry a couple items that I've not been able to find. But I walk in there now, and I'm about gagging to get out of there because of the fragrances, because we have what we refer to as fragrance-free home, and because there's so many VOCs in those things, and they really do affect you, actually. So we started natural cleaning, and we had a few difficulties finding what worked for us, but in the end, what ends up working best for us are just these few products. Okay, so I have ACV and olive oil. I have lemon juice, pure 100% lemon juice, because I have a hard time getting decent lemons up here. I have baking soda. These aren't even necessary. These are essential oils, and I occasionally use these. The tea tree sometimes I will use as a sanitizer, but typically these are just a little added thing I think about adding into something. I have salt, and then these are important, plain old steel wool and Scotch-Brite pads, or scrubbies as we refer to them. These typically I use for an abrasive. I don't use them all the time, because I usually will try to get by with these, but if I've got something a stubborn stain on a pan or something, I will turn to these, and this one usually will do a better job with the stain. This will get like off burnt crusties and stuff. I make a furniture polish. 2 parts apple cider vinegar, and you could use white vinegar, so I'm going to tell you a little something about this stuff here in a minute. But 2 parts olive oil, any kind, and then just a dash of lemon. Now, what happens is this is the lubricant. This is what you put on your wood, and it oils your wood. These things create a cleaning power, all right? And this is what the mixture looks like. You can see that it separates. Okay, so the thing about the furniture polish, my mom was a big one. Liquid Gold was her favorite furniture polish, and then she went to the Spray-On Pledge. Some of you guys probably remember Liquid Gold. It was really oily. And that had to be rubbed on and rubbed off, where the Pledge, you just rub it on and you walk away. Well, this furniture polish that you make with these ingredients back here are very much the same as Liquid Pledge. It's very oily, and you have to make sure that you mix that jar up really well, and then you wipe that on and you make sure you rub it off, because if you don't, that olive oil is going to have a tendency, if you leave a layer on there, it's going to get sticky, and you don't want that. So some people that have tried it and they didn't know to rub that off weren't happy with the end product. And for us, as we've used it, we realize that that's the primary thing that you need to do. So the white vinegar is probably better in the furniture mix. I use ACV because I use it for everything. I take it internally. I use it to rinse my hair. I put it in my laundry if I have some smelly clothes going on. I use it to get mineral deposits off of pans if there's been water in it and boiling. You use it for just about everything. Now, the fun thing that I like to tell people when I make my furniture polish, I use the olive oil, the lemon, and the vinegar. That's a drink that I drink daily in water. Obviously, and not those amounts that I just showed you in that jar, but I have a tablespoon of olive oil, a couple tablespoons of lemon juice, and a couple tablespoons of vinegar. I can do this stuff from my pantry and clean my home and not worry about anything harming my family, my animals, our environment. It is totally friendly. And not only that, it's economical. All right, so when your budget's tight and you want to clean your home thoroughly and you don't have the money to go out and get your bright colored cleansers, look in your pantry, because these things are probably there. Now, when I scrub my floor, I use some type of soap. I may use a bar soap, or I may use Mr. Bronner's. And I will probably put a dash of vinegar in there to make sure there's no residue, because those soaps, if you don't use them correctly, will leave a residue. So there's little things, but that stuff stretches. Those bar soaps, you can make it, you can buy it, and Bronner's lasts forever. I mean, it's really, the stuff really stretches. So these are economical Depression era things that I would recommend. I do keep bleach. I do not use bleach. I use bleach more in the past year than I have used in the past 10 years. In fact, I bet a gallon of bleach in the past 10 years would last me 5 years, if not longer. But I don't use it very often, and obviously that's not something you're going to find in your pantry. But something you're going to have to, if you're wanting to try this type of way of cleaning, if you're wanting to stretch your dollar, this is definitely the way to go. It takes some getting used to, and it takes some trial and error. But if you give yourself a chance, it's how it was done forever. That's how people clean forever. And we don't want to be those zombies that are marketed to, that are willing to try anything the marketers have to throw at us. Because you know what? We work hard for our money. And just to toss it aside, I think it's very thought-provoking to say, let's see, I can keep my money, or I can go ahead and give it to someone who's going to be living quite well from my money and many other people. And I don't even need their product. So that's what it boils down to, is can you get by without that product? And if you can you do it so that it's something that you've already got stocked in your pantry? All right, so that was just a short video today. And if you guys try any of these cleaning ideas, please let us know how you like them, or if you already use them. If you could leave a comment below so other viewers can say, hey, you know what? Yeah, they have great success, or whoa, they don't like that at all. I'd appreciate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Again, by doing these things, this really helps our channel and helps people to find us easier, especially if you have a social platform on Facebook and can share the link to this video on that platform. All right, well, we will talk soon. God bless.